Whenever a new discovery from the Western world is announced, especially in terms of maths and science, somebody comes up and says, "Oh, this was known before. This was given in our ancient literature." And then the antagonists say, "In that case, where has the knowledge gone? Where are the instructions? Where are the manuals? Where is the knowledge? Where is the application?" I will be dealing in detail with this question. First of all, India was very prosperous till about 600 AD. Even as late as the 15th century, India was commanding 38% of international trade and was known as the land of plenty. Several documents by international travelers attest to this. And in this period, Indians grew self-sufficient and did not give enough importance to defense. The borders were not sealed properly, or for that matter, preemptory attacks were not done to seal the borders or to protect the borders. And once the marauders started coming in as marauders or as traders, the defense problems of India became quite clear. Indians had everything to lose: house, prosperity, family, money, wealth, whereas the marauders had nothing to lose. And this calls for good strategic thinking to defend the borders as well as the whole country. But that did not happen, though Indians fought very valiantly over a period of time, and the struggles are well known, the bravery is well known. The marauders did make a dent, and with that the drain of Indian knowledge started. The first one was burning of the libraries. A book consists of the lifelong study of that particular author. The book is gone, the references are gone, and several libraries across India were burned down to ashes. So the knowledge was lost forever. The second part was killing of the intelligentsia. They were targeted and they were killed. When the intelligentsia is killed, the crowd is easier to control, and this has been the case since long time, even till recently. Be it Russia, be it Cambodia, be it Vietnam, be it China, or very recently be it Bangladesh, they tried to kill the intelligentsia on the other side so that people would be leaderless. So now we see that the books are gone and the teacher is gone, and when these two are not there, a whole lot of knowledge is completely gone. On top of that, because the Britishers and the others understood the importance of the knowledge was smuggled out of India. Today, if you want to learn Sanskrit, the top 10 Sanskrit universities are outside India. This is not the case with any other language. If you want to learn Chinese, you go to China. If you want to learn French, you go to France. If you want to learn Japanese, you go to Japan. But only in case of Sanskrit, the top libraries and the top universities lie outside of India. The knowledge was taken there, it is being uh, uh, disseminated even now, and then bits and pieces, well digested, are sent back to India and marketed well. This is the same process whereby the Indian mulmul trade was killed to promote the Manchester cloth from England. Take raw material from India and bring back finished goods to sell, market in India. This is also the same reason that Africa even today is supposed to be the poorest continent, whereas it has got highest amount of natural resources. Take the raw material, market the finished goods. Fourthly, the Rajashray available to the Intellgentsia was gone, and they had to work for their living. And in that case, pure science, pure mathematics, which does not have any immediate benefit, could not be pursued as a career, a lifelong career. So people had duality in their life. Whatever was their traditional role was taken away, and they had to work or apply their pre-existing knowledge to earning their bread, a lower level need conquering over the higher level purpose. And also, what kind of knowledge was this? This knowledge, the education system was tailor made to create clerks. The three areas, arts, commerce and science, were dividing the knowledge into watertight compartments, so that the people who were coming out of this educational system would be good followers and would not be expected to be leaders at any point of time. If you see the syllabi, you will see that an engineer, even at the highest level, does not know what the art student knows at the basic level. Or for that matter, in terms of finance, a commerce student knows at the basic level what an art student does not even know at a postgraduate level. And these compartments are watertight compartments, unlike the ancient wisdom. And because of that, you can see Sanskrit went to the art stream. Even Tamil went to the art stream. As a result of which, those who would read Sanskrit or Tamil would only be from the art stream, having no background in maths or science. Thus, they would understand the language, but they would not understand the real meaning that was behind the words. It is like an English professor reading a chemistry book or a workshop manual. He can understand what is given in English. He can understand the language, but he cannot understand the substantive part, and because of that, the realization cannot come. For example, there is a shloka, Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti, which literally means everything is complete and perfect. From whatever is complete and perfect, what comes out is also complete and perfect. And if you subtract what is complete and perfect from what is complete and perfect, what remains is also complete and perfect. This is a description of the concept of infinity in higher mathematics. But an art student would not understand it as such. He would take it as a poem, not as a scientific theorem. And as a result of which, a huge number of treasure still remains hidden and has been hidden from maths and science experts. This part was ruled by one of the leading scientists of India, who by traditional training was a Sanskritist, but at the SSC level he had to choose between Sanskrit and science. He could not pursue both, and he pursued science, not Sanskrit. So as we recount, the teacher is gone, the books are gone, and the new education system comes in, which unfortunately was followed even after independence. And today we are seeing the results of that. A number of engineers who come out of colleges are basically unemployable. Now, next, what happens? New traditions were created. The earlier traditions were broken. And this is the reason why today we have so many gharana, music gharana, who are Islamic in nature, or whose propagators have been Islamist. Music itself is banned, so there could not have been any tradition of music in other countries which were Islamic in nature. Only in India, because the practitioner became a Muslim, it continued the tradition, and today we see so many of the top singers have allegiance, especially in classical music, to one gharana or the other. So the knowledge was not only digested, it was also converted. And lastly but not least, the various gurus or guru paramparas largely remained away from social, political and defense developments in the country. They pursued their spiritual path, not getting into the political arena. And this resulted in not having Gurukul, or not having an alternative to an education that would feed you as well as support the traditional knowledge or do research in that area. Government support was anyway missing, and that is the reason, these six are the reason why the knowledge is lost. One question can be easily asked today: where did the knowledge go? But come to think of it, what was your grandfather was doing? What was his skill? And how much of that skill has percolated to you in terms of records, or in terms of books, or in terms of activity? Zero. My grandfather were barristers, steeped in law, well known at that time. But I have not inherited any of their books, nor do I know their cases, nor do I know their arguments, nor do I know their acumen or intelligence, because the people in between, they took up different professions to survive. So if this can happen in just 3 generations, we are talking about 1400 years or even more. So the knowledge not being there today is having all these reasons. But we have to move forward. How do we move forward? What can we do? Here is a 3-point program. One is, give some time to study and understand our traditions. Give some time to study of Sanskrit, to study of our authentic history, and there are number of authors who you can listen to or read. At the top is Rajiv Malhotra, The Snake in the Ganga, or Breaking India Forces, and several other books he has been writing for last 30 years, and many of those, the announcements that he has made have come true today, or have been coming true. The second is Anand Ranganathan. Many sources are available on the net. And the third is J. Sai Deepak, who is a Supreme Court advocate. and very well versed with the traditional knowledge, and he has done a lot of research in this area. And the third thing you can do is, whenever it comes to any Indian tradition, ancient tradition, first just follow it. Try to understand it. Understand it in Sanskrit. Understanding with its culture, basis, history, and then only take to criticize it. This is the bounden duty we owe to our ancestors who left a lot of knowledge, a lot of culture, and a lot of intelligence for us to enjoy and prosper. That is ancient wisdom. Namaskar.